gentlemen, let me welcome on stage two leaders who actually need no introduction at all. Please welcome on stage Mr. Rangaswami, Managing Director of Sandhill Group and the co-host for NASSCOM and Product Conclave. He's been part of this journey for a decade and more. And Mr. Atul Batra, who's the Chairman of NASSCOM Product Council. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause to our two wonderful leaders.
Okay. Everyone hear me okay? Okay. Firstly, good morning, everyone. Let's try that again. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Much better. So I want to welcome all of you to NPC 2019. We are absolutely delighted to see all of you here. And I know a lot of you have traveled from across the country, in fact, from different parts of the world. As every year, this year we have representation from around the world. We have folks from the US, we have folks from Europe, from Middle East. This year, in fact, we have folks from South Africa, obviously all the parts of India, and Southeast Asia. So truly, this is India's product showcase to the world. And you know what's really interesting? NPC is also unique because we bring together all the different communities in our ecosystem. The startup and the entrepreneur, community. We bring together the IT services community. We bring together the growth stage, mid-stage companies, the mature, the iconic MNC companies. We bring together the investor ecosystem, private equity and venture capital. We bring together academia. We bring together business. In fact, this year we have again a large presence from businesses across different industry verticals. And we bring together government. So government has been doing some great job in terms of policy making. So thank you again, everyone. So as we were talking about, what the theme for the show should be this year, just to take a step back, last year we issued a clarion call for the country to build more products. And I think it's fair to say in the last 1 year, we've seen some good movement there. We are seeing a lot more companies now hitting the 100 million ARR mark. I think that's a very significant threshold. We are seeing a lot of products being built in IT services companies. I think that's a very big phenomena that's kind of not on the radar that much, but really great job there to the IT services companies. We are seeing a lot more funding in the ecosystem, particularly around deep tech. We are seeing a lot of consumption of products by businesses. I think a lot of you here in the room, thanks to all of you. And then I think we are seeing a lot of collaboration now, starting to see a lot of collaboration between research and academia and the product industry. So I think all the signs are very promising. In the backdrop of that, we thought this year we'll talk about, the 10x challenge, which is really, last year I think our product industry was at about 8 billion. So how can we 10x it, by 2025? Maybe get to 80 billion. And I know Devjani is going to talk a little bit about that as well. And, I think if we all come together and do the right thing, it is a steep target. I think we can get there. And if you look at India today, I think the software product industry globally will soon be around $1 trillion. And India is actually less than 1% of that. And if you talk about India being the third largest ecosystem, I think we have a little bit of a anomaly there. So I think we need to fix that. So I think that's what the show is about, really about scaling revenue, scaling products, scaling go-to-market, scaling partnerships, scaling technology. So all aspects of scaling, right? I really want to thank the massive volunteer community that's come together and put NPC together, right? I think we have more than 75 of you people from the community that have poured months of passion, including in the summits. We have 50 plus folks from NASSCOM who've helped. So I think overall, over 125 people. I think this is really, yeah. Actually, can we get all the volunteers, all the evangelists to stand up, please? Let's embarrass you a little bit. Come on, don't be shy. Get up. Ladies and gentlemen, can we give them a round of applause? Come on, everyone. And really, Vibhor, Sangeeta, KSV, Nehal, Ankita, the whole NASSCOM team has done a fantastic job as every year. And again, this is really, I think, one of the most unique crowdsource product and technology shows globally. And let's keep building on that. Okay, so here's the structure for NPC, a quick bird's eye view. Over 2,000 participants. I think we've met the bar this year as well. We'll do plenaries and panels all day in this room, as well as, between today and tomorrow. We'll do about 8 summits in parallel. So the summits start at about 11:30 in the morning, both days, go until about 4 p.m. I know there's a lot of parallelism. We had this debate early on as part of the core team, and everyone said, look, there's too much happening. We said, let's add to the madness, right? Because I think there's no one size fits all when it comes to products in particular. So we really want to be very personalized. So pick wisely, look at the agenda very clearly, and get some exercise running between sessions, right? We have tons of roundtables. We have about 15 roundtables. Most of them are on the agenda, so feel free to join them. We'll have product showcases like every year. I think almost 150 companies between the 2 days. And then we do the Emerge 50 Awards tonight. I think this is a very important, sample of the ecosystem that's growing, right? So it'll be great to see which are the Emerge 50 winners this year. Okay, so talking about the summits, this has again been months of effort by about 75 of you industry volunteers. We are doing 4 summits each day. So day 1 is going to be SaaS, FinTech, Mobility, the Bharat Summit. Very, very passionate people again. Day 2 is going to be Health Tech, Product Management and Design, which comes back after a gap of, I think, a year. Retail Tech and IoT and Devices, right? So again, these are from 11:30 every day till about 4 p.m., right? So make sure you attend the summits as well. And I think this year we've improved the signage to help you navigate to the rooms upstairs as well. Okay, product showcases, again, about 150 companies almost, and these are a sample of our deep tech club companies, Emerge 50 companies, a lot of the companies in the ecosystem that are not even associated with NASSCOM. So we bring them to the platform here. So make sure you check out their booths, and all the booths are all over the courtyard. So please make sure you check them out and encourage them. So NPC is really about the conversations. It's about the networking. That's really what makes NPC unique. So I encourage all of you to join the Investor Connects, the Enterprise Connects as applicable. This year we're doing a very unique adda. So it'll be for very interesting leaders to get up with, PK Gulati and others and have a conversation and, take your Q&A as well. So that should be fun. We have the NASSCOM event app. So this year we've gone paperless again. So if you could use the app to navigate, how you spend your time at the show. Social media. Look, there's about 2,000 of us, and there's millions of IT professionals outside, millions of research and academia that we want to bring into the fold, right? Millions of people in business, right? So we really want to bring them into the conversation around product. So my sincere request, if all of you could, blog, tweet, Facebook, some key messages that you're hearing through the 2 days, that would be very much appreciated. And also use the hashtag NPC2019. That way, we can all follow along. Very quickly, I want to really thank our sponsors and our partners. Thank you very much. This would not be possible without all of you. And with that, I just want to thank all of you again for being here today across the 2 days. I think it'll be a fantastic 2 days. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Atul. Let me tell you my journey to NASSCOM. Imagine this. I get into an Uber to get here. On the way, the Uber driver gets stopped because he wasn't wearing his seatbelt. He has to then negotiate with the policeman. So he comes to me and says, can I have 100 rupees? True story. I only had 500, so I wasn't prepared myself. So I gave him the 500. He comes back and says, the other guy only had 100 rupees change. So, okay? And he says he promises to pay this from his ATM, right? Now look at you as an entrepreneur. You're on a journey, right? You're sitting in this Uber, and this happens to you. You have many different options, right? You can either get out of the Uber and use Ola, right? You can call someone else. You should have been prepared to have several 100-rupee notes instead of 500-rupee notes like I did. Or something else that you might come up with, right? And the net result was I did get to NPC. This is my 10th year, and I made it to NPC this year. So thank you. That's the kind of journey you as entrepreneurs have, I think, to face with every day. Different decisions, different options, and then you have to get there at the end of the day. I've done 3 different startups. First one failed in 3 years. Luckily, it was in the US, so you could go bankrupt pretty quickly, right? Unlike some other countries. And I know the laws have been improved here as well. The second one, again, did really well for 3 years, and that went broke as well. And third time, I was lucky. So one of the things I hope we can do at NASSCOM, this is a suggestion, PK, to you, in the addas, to talk about the failures as much as the successes of what's going on here, right? There was a conference in the US called FailCon. It was sold out. It was a very successful conference because people wanted to hear about the failures. So maybe over the next couple of days at Adda, we can discuss a lot of failures of entrepreneurs as well. And I'll be there to share my stories too. So looking back at the 10 years of NPC, when we first got started, Sangeeta here will remember, there were a few hundred people at NPC. And in terms of scaling 10x, I think we're over 2,000 at this event. So I think the conference has come a long way. In terms of startups, in 2010, when I first hosted this, there were 1,800 startups in India. This year, the estimate is 30,000. So I think we've scaled more than 10x in terms of the number of startups. And over the 10-year journey, there have been many great speakers, people like Vinod Khosla, so many others to remember. There have been so many things that NASSCOM has created, like the 10,000 startups, the product showcase, the Emerge Awards. Again, the ecosystem is getting more and more and more powerful. And so as I look ahead at the next 5 years, I think the startup community is estimated to grow from 40,000 to 50,000 by 2025. The number of unicorns are 25 today. They're expected to go to 75 unicorns. The number of people employed in the software industry right now is about 400,000. I think that's supposed to increase by 2 to 3 times. The number of indirect people that get employment from the software industry is over 1 million people. So I think the industry has done a lot to succeed, but a long ways to go, like my Uber journey. There's lots of options, lots of different things to navigate, and that was my little message of NASSCOM Product Conclave over the past 10 years.